Hey there, stampers and crafters. My name is Tami White from stampwithtami.com, and welcome to our Tuesday online class. I have back-to-back classes this week because Paper Pumpkin came yesterday, and that was awesome. That made my whole day. I was so excited about that. And I'm back again today with our regularly scheduled online class. And I'm very excited because lots of things are happening. And what's really cool is that last week, Linda and I told you on the Stamp and Scoop show that Stampin' Up! Was coming out with alcohol markers, and they're called Stampin' Blends, and we weren't sure when the customer release date was going to be. Well, guess what? This morning it was announced the Stampin' Up! Stampin' Blend markers will be available to customers beginning November 1st. So very, very exciting news there. That's only a couple of weeks away, and you'll be able to get these in your hot little hands. And I am going to be playing with mine this afternoon. Being a demonstrator, I get some little perks, like I get to get mine early. So I'm really excited about that. And I have a full set to give away to my Stamp It Demonstrator group. One lucky person. So if you guys are on here watching this broadcast, stay tuned and I'll tell you how you can get those. All right. If you're not in my Stamp It Demonstrator group, I got free stuff for you too. So as always, there's something, happening. And whenever I have a live, I have free stuff for you guys. It's my little tiny way of giving back. I love doing these lives with you guys. I love being able to stamp with you guys. And this is just one more way that I like to be able to give stuff back. So if you are live right now and you leave a comment on this video, you are going to be entered to win one of these. There's 3 drawings here. Now, there's a lot of stuff here. I'm going to do some bundles today. So the live prize drawings are the Tranquil Tulips Hostess stamp set. This is a set you can only get with Stampin' Rewards, so it's a bonus there. But you can also get it with frequent buyer points if you save up enough frequent buyer points in my frequent buyer point program. You can choose this free, or you can win it right now if you leave a comment on this video. You're also going to get this Flirty Flamingo Roush ribbon with that, so that's a bundle. The second giveaway, I have 3 of them today live, is the Swan Lake stamp set. So leaving a comment will enter you to win that. No purchase necessary on any of these. Again, that comes with the same Flirty Flamingo Roush ribbon, which is very pretty. And the third live giveaway I have here is a set of impressions folders, which I'm going to use a different impressions folder today, but I'll show you how to use these. This is actually a set of 2, and they're words. They're really cool ones. Happy and Celebrate with the Celebrations Duo, and some jewels, basic pearl jewels. So all you need to do to enter to win one of these 3 bundles is leave a comment on this video live on Facebook right here, right now. If you don't win one of these 3, or you are not live, if you're watching this after live, if you're watching it on Facebook later on this afternoon because you had to work or for whatever reason, or if you're watching this later on YouTube, you can enter to win my after live by leaving a comment on this video. I'm going to draw the winner for that on November 2nd. It's the Tranquil Tulip stamp set and the much coveted pop-up scrap bin, the Stampin' Up! Pop-up scrap bins. These are another bonus thing that only demonstrators can get. We have a program much like my frequent buyer point program, but it's for demonstrators, called Flex Points, and we can get cool stuff like this and trips to the Greek Isles. Yes, Greek Isles. You heard that correctly. The trip to Alaska last year, and free products and other cool stuff that we get to earn with our Flex Points. So I earned some of these pop-up scrap bins, and I'm giving them away on my live broadcast. So that's another little thing I like to do to give back to you guys. Now, there's a bonus with the after live, and that is if you share this live video, or you share the after live video. If you share the video, period, from YouTube or from Facebook onto Facebook, and type that you shared it into the comments, I will enter you a second time into the after live drawing. So you get bonus. Bonus there. And I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys, and I hope you love all the free stuff. I hope everybody gets lucky at least once, at least one time. If you haven't been lucky yet, I hope today is your lucky day. So those are the free stuff I have to give away. I have some exciting things happening on top of the Stampin' Blends. They're not the only thing going on in Stampin' World. It is October, which is National Breast Cancer Month. Tons of feedback on this, and I'm really, really proud of this fundraiser that Sling Kempton and I do every year. It's our 8th annual Stamp Out Breast Cancer event. So as of this morning, we are, I think we are at 24% of our goal. Our goal is $6,000 for the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer fundraiser for it's the American Cancer Society. So far, we've raised $1,400. There's a little ticker here of everybody's names that have donated so far. We really appreciate all of you. Just a quick little note here, just so you guys are aware. Every donation, and you can donate from anywhere in the world to be a part of this fundraiser with us. It's all going to a great cause. We're all in this together. Everybody gets a free card tutorial when you donate, and everybody gets entered into win one of these 3 amazing prizes. So there's a full set of ink pads, there's a full set of Stampin' Right markers, and a Keurig coffee brewer. So all of that just for donating $20 to this great cause, and it's a tax write-off. So that's pretty awesome. We also had specially designed t-shirts this year, and I love them, love them, love them. In fact, you'll probably be seeing me sport mine a little bit more this month because I love the rhinestones on it. You can purchase this right through my online store, and there's a link in this video's description. I'm sorry, it's not in my online store, but there's a link to the store where you can purchase them. And my friend Tamara Davis is donating some of the proceeds from these t-shirts to our fundraiser as well. So 2 ways that you can help out there, get a cool t-shirt, and help out an awesome cause. So that is a little bit about our fundraiser and an update on where we are. We still have a long way to go. We're only at $1,400 and we need $6,000. So a couple weeks left, less than a couple weeks left. We really, really appreciate your support. And it's such a great cause. I love reading all of your stories from this. Everybody who's donated has left a little message, and it's so inspiring. It's so awesome to hear your stories and your loved ones and your warriors. And the angels that have gone on. It really is touching and very, very inspiring for me to be a part of this every year. In other news, I have 2 new free ordering tutorials that are available starting yesterday till the 31st in the month, and they are spooky Halloween fun. One of them is it's the Spooky Cat Bundle, and there are not just card tutorials, but there's also a couple of treat tutorials, a Rice Krispie treat in that one. And there's a the test tube candies. I'm just trying to zoom in here a little bit so you can see that one a little bit more. And there's also one for the Pick a Pumpkin. You can earn both of these free as gifts in my online store, and the details of that are on my specials page on the stampwithtami.com blog. Also, the buy 3 get 1 free sale is going on until the end of the month. And that's the designer paper. There are select styles there that are included. That's a pretty good deal. And it's a great time to stock up on that. And that is what I have for news. Now, I am having a hard time getting my comments to come up here. So give me 1 minute. Hopefully you guys are still here with me. Oh, I'm not sure what's happening with my thing there, but okay. All right, I can see comments again. I can't see the video, but I think it's there. So, at least I can see your comments, and really that's all that matters, so I can answer your questions if you have them. So it is now time to pop down onto the stamping table. Oh, thank you guys. I see hearts. I see thumbs. I love you guys so much. Oh, so much fun. Okay, so we are going to be making an awesome card today. I'm just going to move these prizes out of the way. But again, leave a comment. Be entered to win these prizes. These I'll be drawing live at the end of the episode, those that I just moved. So the card that we're making today is beautiful. This one is from Susan Mabry. I gave you guys a little sneak peek yesterday on the Paper Pumpkin Live. Isn't this gorgeous? It's sparkly. It's fun. I absolutely love it. And it's surprising. I mean, it looks like there's a lot of layers. It looks like it's just... it looks like it's a lot of work when it really isn't. So this is the kind of card I really, really love here. And just a note, for those of you who may be new and may not be aware of this, I have free PDFs for all of my online classes and all of my videos that I do. It includes all of the measurements that I'm going to be doing today, a picture of the project, and it also has a full list of supplies on the back and a place where you can take some notes if you need to. Another great benefit of this is if you don't have the stamps yet, or you don't have all the products yet and you're not able to do it along with us and you want to do it later, when you have this PDF. It has the URL on my blog that you can go back and rewatch this video and see how to make the card later if you've forgotten what we've done. And there's also a QR code there if you have a smartphone. It brings you to that video as well. So 2 ways to get there. So that as just a little perk, there's a link in the video's description above. I am going to start with the stamping on this project. There is, all the stamping on this project is actually heat embossed. So we're going to be doing, this is garden green and some basic black. And you guys are going to laugh at me. But it looks like I have forgotten the basic black scrap paper. So guess what I'm going to do to improvise? I'm going to take some. I know this is sad. This is just, I don't know. It's sad, but at the same time, it's going to work here. This is another card that I made. I'm just going to cut a piece off of this because we can improvise in a bind, right? I can improvise just about anything. I will put this card. I promise I will remake this card later and put it back on another card base later. But this way, we can continue on with our card like nothing happened. The secrets is when you're live, you get the behind the scenes secrets. Now, if I had this was an edited video, you would have seen that. This would have made it to it probably still will make it to the bloopers. Okay, so I've got a Versamark ink pad here, and we are using for this entire card the Musical Seasons bundle. Okay. And this is the Musical Seasons stamp set and musical instruments dies. And welcome, Jean Tipton. Jean says she just found us on YouTube, and it's the first time she's been to the live on Facebook, and she's watching it on her Roku. But you're commenting, so you're doing a good. She says I can't comment because I'm watching on Roku, but she's actually commenting. So you found us. Excellent. Welcome, and you're also entered into the drawing because you left a comment. Welcome to all of our new watchers, you guys. I love you all. So this is the die set that goes with the stamp set. When you purchase the 2 of these together, you actually get a 10% discount. It's a cool little bundle here. So we're going to come back to the dies in a minute. We're going to start with the stamps, and we're going to be using these 2 stamps in the leaf stamp and a Versamark ink pad because we're going to be doing some heat embossing. So, and if you're just popping on and you missed that I forgot to bring my black scrap and just literally ripped apart a card to get the scrap piece of paper. Oh, the things I do for stamping. So fun. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this one twice on garden green. And we're going to stamp the instruments on the black. Thank you, Michelle. She says she shared this video and she loves the classes and the tips. I love it. I love doing this too. I love you guys. This is like, I look forward to doing these every week. It's my fun time. Because all the rest of the stuff I do is by myself. For work, at least. Okay, so we've got our stamping. You know what I didn't do here that I should have done, and I hope I don't regret this in a second? I should have used the embossing buddy before I stamped all that. I almost feel like I should go back and redo. Because if I don't, no, I can't redo this one because I only have that one side. All right, I'm going to show you why you wanted to use the Emboss Buddy. My video feed is just not working well. Okay. Jean says she loves that I leave the mistakes in here. Well, we're live, so I don't really have a choice. Otherwise, I would cut the video short and put the mistakes on a blooper reel. I'll still put them on a blooper reel for you. What I've got here is just a little piece of scrap paper and some gold powder. This is just gold emboss powder. I'm going to pour that right over the top here. And flick off the excess. Actually, we're doing pretty good here with static. It's kind of dry down here, but it's not dry enough that there's a ton of static, but the black is probably going to have a lot more. So fingers crossed this one doesn't get too bad because I don't have another piece of scrap black. Otherwise, the instruments are going to be green because that's the only paper I have left. Oh, thank you, Angel says she always forgets the embossing buddy. So do I. How embarrassing, right? Okay, so this one, I'm going to show you why you want that embossing buddy because it has a lot of static on the black here around here. And I think it'll be okay because we're going to be cutting out the instruments. I don't think you're going to see a lot of that, the static on this particular project. That's where the pieces are stuck on the black that I can't get them off. But that is the reason why you want to remember your Emboss Buddy ahead of time. We're just going to keep on rolling. So you're going to learn from my mistakes. So when you make this card, yours is going to be perfect. And it's not going to look anything like mine. Oh, that's what I'm here for, right? Okay. So next up, we've got our Emboss Key Tool. And it sounds like a hairdryer. Kind of looks like a hairdryer, but it is not a hairdryer. It does not blow with any force. And we're just going to... You know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to zoom this in so you can see it, because I love embossing. I really feel like it's one of my favorite things, and I love showing it because it's such a wow. It's a wow when you're doing it. It's a wow when it's done. There we go. So cool, right? So what it's doing is melting the powder, and it's just making this very quick. But it is also really showing off that I forgot to use the Emboss Buddy. See all those little flecks around the top? Again, since we're cutting this out, I think we'll be fine. I'll leave it in there. This is my what not to do. Don't forget your Emboss Buddy. Diana agrees. It's her favorite thing to do. I just love it so much. I love the cool look of, especially like this gold on black is really standing out. All right, now we're gonna do these two here. Now these two look way better. There's not nearly as much static on the garden green. I also find when I'm heat embossing, if I just hold this heat tool steady and just slowly move it along the image while it's heating, it heats faster than when I do this. This is kind of a motion I do when I'm drying my hair with a hairdryer, but I don't think it works nearly as quickly when you're heat embossing. So that's just a little tip for the heat embossing. Kind of hold it still and just move real slow. It works a little bit faster. Make sure we get the whole thing in there. Okay, so we have our leaves, our gold on garden green, and this poor little black piece of paper. If you're just tuning in, I literally just ripped this scrap off of another card because I forgot my black scrap and then forgot to use the Emboss Buddy, and that's why there's little flecks around there. So don't forget your embossing buddy. We are just going to go ahead and move forward and pretend that didn't happen, and I am just teaching you what not to do. So next up, we are going to take the Big Shot. Does anybody else sing Billy Joel when you break this out? Because you had to be a big shot, did you? I can't help it every single time. So we got the magnetic platform down here and one cutting pad on top. We can cut all of these at once, but the leaf we will have to run through a second time just because we have two leaves. So we'll need to run that through the second time with the second leaf. So I've got out of the musical instruments dies, 3 of the dies that coordinate perfectly with this set. Let's see, we're going to line these up right over the top. And the beauty of the magnetic platform is that it holds them down so they don't really move around. And this is kind of a cool one here. It's such a neat little instrument, and the die just cuts it out so perfectly. And then is this a sitar? Is that what this is? Okay. So we're just going to put one cutting pad on top and crank that through. Yvonne says she sings Billy Joel too. Well, if you didn't sing Billy Joel's Big Shot every time you bring this out, you do now. You're welcome. That's what I'm here for. Stamping tips and earworms. As long as it gets stuck in your head. Okay, so this one actually cut out the 2 little notches in between the instruments. So, and the beautiful thing is because we cut those instruments out, you can't really see where we missed on the embossing buddy. So that's great news on that one. So we've got our little instruments. We've got one of our little flowers. It's a lute. Oh, thank you, Jeannie, for that. Thank you. She says it's a lute. And then we've got one of our leaves. So we're just going to run it through one more time with the second leaf. In case you were not aware, your Big Shot is an ambi turner. It can go both ways. It can go left and right. And I probably just did that backwards, but doesn't matter. I think you get the point. It doesn't matter which way you turn it when you push your things through. It works just the same. So we've got our 2 leaves cut out there. Whoops. And while we've got the Big Shot out, we have one more Big Shot little item that we're going to do here, and this is an impression folder. So this is actually a little bit different than cutting. We're actually going to create a textured piece on this card, and I'm going to swap out our platform here to the one that came with it. And just a note, you could have used the one that came with it on the dies instead of the magnetic platform. It just doesn't hold them as, you know, like the magnet holds down the metal, where that's why I like to use it. So here we're just using the plain Big Shot platform. It comes with the Big Shot. I'm going to put that down in one cutting pad underneath. Now on this is what is called the Winter Wonders Impressions folder. It is in this 2012 holiday catalog from Stampin' Up. And we're using it with gold foil. This is also in my online store. Now normally I just pop this gold foil right in the middle and pop it through, but this time, instead of making an impression, we want to deboss. And so in order to deboss, we're going to flip that gold foil upside down and do it upside down in the folder. So, and it's okay that it doesn't cover the whole snowflake, is going to go off the edge. That's okay on this particular card. We're going to have one cutting pad on top and crank it through. Veronica, totally agree. This is such an awesome folder. And Denise and Karen, everybody is in love with this folder. I totally agree with you guys. Okay, so you can see it embossed the back and it debossed the front. Look, it looks like a piece of gold metal, doesn't it? Just awesome. So it actually made an imprint instead of an emboss. Inset, I think they call that. Awesome. Awesome. So we are all done with the Big Shot. We're going to move that out of our way. And it is time to assemble. We are going to go ahead and use, now this paper that I'm using here is one of the new papers. This is the Merry Musical specialty paper that I'm using here. And what I love about this is it's all notes and musical notes to songs. This is just a random note on the back of this. It's double-sided, but there's white on black, and then there's black on white. So there's two different things. I'm using Jingle Bells on mine today. There's also Deck the Halls. And then this is, oh, I can't read that one really fast. We Three Kings. And there's, you know, like the different black on white ones. Susan, when she did it, she used this. See, it's a little different, but I think all of them will work with this card. They all look pretty cool. I happen to cut out Jingle Bells, so that's the one we're using. So again, all of these measurements are on the, they're on my blog at the link above. Okay, Audrey is asking, how do you clean cutting plates? I've never really needed to clean cutting plates before, but they are plastic, so you could probably clean them with just about anything if you got something on them. If you're wondering, if you're new and have a brand new Big Shot and are wondering, these are actually not dirty. Those are actually cuts. They're actually supposed to, like, this is a newer pad here, so it's a little bit clearer. The more you use it, the more it starts to look like this. It's not actually dirty. In fact, this will go on for another year like this before it gets to the point where I have to replace it, and they're really inexpensive to replace too. If you do that many thousands of cuts like I do, every so often you got to put some new ones on there. So I'm taking some snail adhesive to put the paper on the front. Penny's asking a really good question, and she says, best tips to keep it from curling. So the best tips to keep your pads from curling, and they do this often with the precision base plate, is to flip it every time you send it through. Flip it, and that will keep it. If you keep sending it through the same way, like this, and then just keep sending it through, it will eventually curl on the precision base plate. It will get a little bend to it. Doesn't hurt it, still works great. But each time you send it through, if you flip it, it will keep it even, so it doesn't get that. Okay, so I've just got a little piece of white to put on the inside, just because this is basic black. So I want to be able to write on the inside. Okay. Jeannie says permanent inks don't come off very well. Personally, I don't care. Sorry. I'm a messy stamper. I never got inks on it, so it wasn't an issue, but you could try using Stays-On Cleaner if you have any of that, if it was the Stays-On ink that you used. Okay, so the gold we're going to put down was some Stampin' Dimensionals. So this is going to pop it up just a little bit. I'm just going to bring it in a little so you can see. Okay. So putting these little guys on the back. And they're going to give this even more dimension. I love this. Karen says her plate curled the first time she sent it through with the precision base plate. No big deal. Again, it doesn't hurt it, but the next time you send it through, flip it over and it'll curl back the other way and kind of flatten it out. Okay. Another thing that I did start doing is I have 2 sets of plates. One that I use with everything else and one that I just use with precision base plate. They're really not expensive, so it wasn't too much for me to have a couple different sets of plates going. Okay, so I'm going to put these instruments down with the Stampin' Dimensionals as well. Thank you, Doreen. She says this is a very lovely stamp set. I agree. So pretty. So pretty. I know, right? Just that alone. Isn't this alone gorgeous with that snowflake on it? Oh, gasp. Probably I could do the bow next before I put these down, but I'm going to do it this way anyways because I already started assembling. And that bow. Oh, doing that bow, and I'm not pressing that down yet because I want to put this underneath it. That bow live is going to be really fun with you guys. Oh, you're totally going to be laughing at me. Or I'm going to make you feel better. One or the other. You're going to laugh at me or you're going to be like, oh my gosh, it's not just me. All right, did you see what I just did there? I'm using these tiny little edges here because I ran out of dimensionals. So I'm using the edges here for the top part. No waste. Keep them rolling. Okay. Connie, she's asking when she's going to get her October paper pumpkin. Well, I got mine yesterday. I didn't see too many other people got theirs yesterday. Just so you know, it takes about a week for that full run to come in. So probably anytime within this next week. It's definitely, it's right on time. They go out on the 11th or 12th and it's only the 16th. So they should be anytime within the next week on that paper pumpkin. If you didn't see my sneak peek and don't go until you get yours. But I did do a sneak peek yesterday if you want to see what's in it. Okay. So before I put the berries on, I'm going to go ahead and do the bow now. You guys ready for this bow? So the bow is actually made with this striped ribbon that's in the holiday catalog. I love this ribbon. It's really cool. Something about this ribbon that you may not have noticed is it's got wire in it. I knew that, I guess, but it holds it in place a little bit. It makes it really easy to work with, and it makes it really easy to make a bow with. And I know that bows, for a lot of people, they don't love doing it. They don't like what they've done. I find this wire somehow just makes it so much easier. So like, for example, it's just going to go flat there and stay where I put it. And then I'm just going to do this kind of the old fashioned way with the bow and wrap it around. And then pull through. So, and then it's just so easy to work with, and it makes such a, beautiful, beautiful accent to any project there. I mean, no extra accessories really needed for that. It was just so easy to work with. You don't even need an extra finger to hold it down because it just stays kind of where you put it. Okay. Okay. I hope yours comes today too. Stampin' George? Yes, I hope so too, George, because I am on the East Coast, and I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know that it matters where you live. I just think it just matters when it goes out in the run. They go out several days. It takes several days for them to go out from the... So just... And mine don't always come as soon as they did. It did this month. A lot of times I'm like the last person to get them. And then watching everybody else getting all jealous, wishing mine were here. My paper pumpkin. Okay, so to attach this bow, I'm going to go ahead and use some mini glue dots. Okay. And then we're just going to trim off. Oops. and I made it just kind of fit the width here of the card. I probably should have left that a little bit longer. Oh well. You get the point. Okay, so the last piece that I'm going to do here, so this one's actually not going to go down quite as far. The other one, I brought those little ends down a little bit further, is make the berries. Now, when Sandy did her berries, I'm not quite sure. Her berries are a tiny little bit smaller, and I use the owl punch for mine, so mine are a little bit bigger. And I'm using this red glimmer paper. Yum, right? Awesome. So all you really need is a tiny little scrap. So don't throw your scraps out of anything. I've got some extras here, but I'm going to show you. I'm going to cut one just to show you how I did it. Because this is a great use for these tiny little scraps of leftover paper. I'm using the 2 small circles that are in this owl punch and the red glimmer paper. And I'm just going to slide them in the top, just like that. And that, bam, we've got them cut out. And then you can just keep going right down your little scrap paper there and just keep cutting them. So there's, I mean, you can put as many or as little berries as you want. I did probably about 10 or maybe even 12. I did a little bit here, and I'm using the same mini glue dots here that I just put the bow on, and we're just going to stick these pretty little sparkly berries right to the mini glue dots. And yeah, they just go on wherever you feel the love. Wherever you're feeling that berry love, you just stick those right on there. Such a fun and beautiful. Look at it, that just brings it to life too. Those berries are just so pretty. And just in case you're new to mini glue dots or you haven't worked with them before, I don't know if you see what I'm doing here. Instead of sticking my finger to the mini glue dot and then trying to transfer it onto the paper, I'm actually sticking it right to the glue dot and then going that way. It eliminates the finger. It just gives, you know, it's a little bit, it's one less step and you don't get all gunky doing it. And boom. Okay, so I don't know, maybe one more up here. There we go. And our card is complete. Can you believe that? Did you really expect that to be quite so easy? Did you think, oh my gosh, that's going to be a really involved card? And yet it was so easy and fun to do, and just a great card, great stamp set. I love this set. It was one that it jumped right out at me right at the beginning. When I first got the catalog, I was like, oh, those instruments are just to die for. Oh, love all the hearts, you guys. Thank you so, so much. So we have reached the segment in our show when it's time for me to give some stuff away. You guys ready to win stuff? So if you've left a comment here on this video, you are entered into my drawing to win both the lives and the afterlife. And I'm going to start now with the Celebrations Duo, which is an impressions folder, just like the Snowflake we used, but this one's a couple of words and some pearl jewels. And if you've left a comment, you're automatically entered. Let's pop on over to that. And the first winner is, drumroll, Francis Fairman. Congratulations, Francis. You have won the Celebrations Duo and Pearl set. Next is Swan Lake, the Swan Lake stamp set and the Flirty Flamingo ribbon. And that bundle goes to Diane Laney Spalding. And I have one more here, and that is the Tranquil Tulips Hostess stamp set and some Flirty Flamingo ribbon. And this one goes to Kate Fatma. Congratulations, Kate. So Francis, Diane, and Kate, be sure to fill out the prize claim form at the top of this video's description so that you can get your prize. And if you didn't win, don't worry, you still have a chance. Be sure to leave a comment here and you will be entered into my afterlife drawing. And if you share this broadcast, you'll be entered a second time. I'll be doing that drawing on November, oh, it says 3rd on here. So I think I have a conflict because I think I wrote 2nd on my other. So I guess I'll hold it open until the 3rd. So you have until November 3rd, just because I want to be fair, November 3rd to leave a comment and you'll be entered to win that. And I will be back here on Saturday with my Stamp It Demonstrator group's blog hop for October, which means tons of awesome prizes and presents and goodies for us to share with you guys, all kinds of inspiration and ideas. And I will see you back then. Have a great week, and thanks for joining me.